especially for fans of build and dig, collect and craft, who prefer unusual 2D worlds instead of traditional 3D. We have selected the top games similar to Terraria, a cult sandbox with pixel graphics, Factorio, an indie game in which the gamer is invited to become the owner of factories for the extraction of resources. He will be on a certain planet, where he will mine ore, cut down trees, and create various conveyors. In the end, the player will have a giant energy industry that extracts almost all types of resources. And everything would be fine if it were not for the locals, who, of course, are against such activities on their planet. They will try in any way to stop the user. Aggressive animals also add problems. Factorio is an excellent sandbox game with tens of thousands of positive reviews. RimWorld, a simulator in which you lead a small group of colonizers on an uninhabited planet. Having suffered the crash of a spaceship, several people were left helpless. Can they survive, or will the hostile environment kill them? It's up to you. RimWorld is popular for its depth of simulation. Many details are taken into account: the states of the characters, their health, the features of the surrounding area, and so on. The game has an abundance of game mechanics, as well as a plot component and procedural generation of the game world. Oxygen, not included. A side-scrolling space colony sim where you have to make the lives of funny adventurers forced to settle on an asteroid against their will. The devil of Oxygen, not included, is in the details. You will not only have to extract resources and livelihood in unusual conditions, but also work on medicine, ventilation, sewerage, and other colony systems. Settlers here can die due to an error in air filtration, or if you waste precious water. Steamworld Dig 2. If you are in Terraria, having gone to mine coal, got into many hours of adventure in the mine, then Steamworld Dig 2 will suit your taste. And this is not a soulless platformer, but a full-fledged adventure game, the dramatic plot of which can touch even the most gloomy gamer. Here you also have to dig deeper into the ground and discover entire underground worlds where dangers, battles with monsters, and treasures await you. The game hasn't been seen by the general public, but its 95% extremely positive reviews on Steam are a big hint that many have missed the nugget. Pixel Worlds, MMO Sandbox, a free indie MMO visiting from mobile platforms. With the naked eye, you can see that it is similar to our Terraria. Here you have pixel graphics and dungeons, and a building system, and customization. But you have to share this fantasy world with wizards, warriors, and archers, behind which gamers from all over the world are hiding. Don't Start is ranked next to Terraria, not because they're visually similar, but because both games are the best in the open-world survival sim category. Don't Start, on the other hand, is more like a horror movie than a colorful fantasy adventure. There are terrible monsters, the light from the fire will save you at night, and the damaged mind eventually begins to generate frightening hallucinations that become reality. We recommend playing not only the original version, but also the cooperative Don't Start Together, where you can share atmospheric adventures with a friend. Feel the Snow, an unusual survival simulator with an isometric perspective, offers to play as snowmen. It would seem what dangers can await them in a snowy world if they are not afraid of the cold. It turns out a lot: unfriendly inhabitants, hunger, puzzles, and much more. The game will delight with cute pixel graphics, an exciting storyline, a complex combat system, which is unusual for a representative of this genre, and the ability to share chilling adventures with friends in co-op. Alchemage. If you improve the graphics in Terraria, you get Alchemage, a pretty nice and atmospheric adventure with sandbox elements. It tells about an inexperienced alchemist who, in the course of experiments, discovers another world, and there he finds himself trapped. He has to return home, but for this he still needs to just survive. Here you will also find construction, exploration of mysterious dungeons, various biomass, crafting, and magic. Loneliness will be brightened up by NPC with whom you can chat and find out what happened to this world. Worldbox God Simulator. The Worldbox 2D God Simulator will allow players to create entire worlds and populate them with fabulous creatures. You will watch how the kingdoms of the dwarves grow, how the orc hordes go to capture the elven forests, how people populate new continents that you have just created and fight hordes of demons that you have called from the depths of the abyss. Being the omnipotent, the player can provoke nations into wars or alliances, favor races or curse, bring down destructive tornadoes and diseases on their cities. If you like indirect control strategic sandboxes with world generation, Worldbox is your choice. Tinkertown, an isometric online sandbox where players can work together to explore a magical, colorful land, extract resources, build cities and entire fortresses, and descend into dark, dangerous underground worlds in search of treasures and monstrous bosses. The game has an equipment-based class system, several different biomass, and a clear and extensive crafting system. Like Terraria, there is a nice pixelated picture, relaxing music, and a huge scope for creativity. Mindustry, a port of the popular mobile game inspired by Factorio. Players run robotic factories that actively mine advanced materials, use drones and mech to build and defend their structures, lay production lines, and conduct research. The game has a PvP mode for competitive matches against other players and a co-op mode for co-op play. Prison Architect. Visually very similar to RimWorld, the game will allow users to design and manage their own penal colony. We will have to think carefully about logistics, provide the institution with employees and prisoners with safe leisure. Each prisoner needs an individual rehabilitation program. Especially dangerous ones must be carefully watched. Riots must be suppressed in a timely manner and not forget to respect human rights by organizing psychological, medical, and legal assistance for those in need. King Arthur's Goal is a 2D sandbox game with a physics engine in which players will try to destroy enemy castles in all sorts of ways. Siege weapons, fire and explosives, fleets and tunnels, heavily armed armies, and so on. The game provides great opportunities for customizing your faction and complete freedom in building. Available competitive, cooperative, single-player modes and multiplayer, designed for 32 randomly selected users. Graveyard Keeper. Dark Medieval Undertaker Sim Graveyard Keeper is a pixelated satire of games like Stardew Valley. You will build your business on death by providing ritual services, gourmet cuisine, and organs to the locals. The player will be able to hire the living dead as assistants, explore dungeons in search of alchemical reagents, decorate his abode, craft, complete quests, and meet new characters. Noita. The Noita roguelike sandbox is a project for players with a passion for experimentation. You are waiting for procedurally generated worlds with physical pixel modeling, the search for magical recipes and encounters with various monsters. The latter is not as dangerous as the actual destructive magic of the player himself, with often unpredictable consequences. If your favorite game is not included in this list, write in the comments. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel, watch our other videos, press like, turn on notifications, and you will always be aware of what to play today.